Meanwhile, of course, the Pakistani General Raheel Sharif said that Kashmir is an unfinished agenda of partition. These comments were made today at a speech that he gave to the National Defence Academy in Pakistan, saying that Kashmir and Pakistan are inseparable. The contours of future wars are changing. Our enemies are supporting terror to stoke conflicts. We are fully determined, capable of defeating nefarious designs. We are opposed to the use of proxies against other countries and won't allow any nations to use proxies against us. He goes on to say that Pakistan wishes peace and stability in the region, but wants the Kashmir issue resolved as per Kashmiri aspirations. Well, joining me to discuss the Pakistan Army Chief's comments and, of course, the prospects of dialogue for India and Pakistan, from the BJP, we have Sambit Patra joining us. From the Congress, Manishankar Iyer. We're hoping to be joined from Islamabad by Talat Masood, Vivek Karchu, former diplomat, with us, and in the studio, G. Parthasarathy as well. Thanks very much, all of you. Sambit, I want to start with you first. Your reaction to General Sharif's comments on Kashmir being the unfinished agenda of partition.
General Sharif may be hallucinating. He has every right of hallucination. But as far as the truth is concerned, the truth is separated from the views of General Sharif. And the truth is that the Indian Parliament way back in 1994 has passed a resolution, both the houses of Indian Parliament, that Jammu and Kashmir, the whole of Jammu and Kashmir is an integral part of India. And today we all stand by this fact. As far as the Pakistani counterpart is concerned, we are always aware of the fact that Pakistan, in fact, is a state of confusion. Pakistan is a failed state. So, in fact, statements by failed states should not be taken very seriously.
Right, Sambit, you're saying not to be taken very seriously. But if Manishankar Iyer, you come in on this, because in a sense, what we're hearing, and even something Omar Abdullah has said today, is that the Defence Minister of India made certain statements about neutralizing terror with terror, and that's going to provoke this kind of ratcheting up of the rhetoric from Pakistan. That's one statement. And the other, of course, on the elections in Gilgit and Baltistan.
What is there to say? We have accepted in the Simla agreement that there are issues relating to Jammu and Kashmir which require a final settlement between India and Pakistan. And yet, to arrive at that final settlement, a process of uninterrupted and uninterruptible dialogue has not been initiated since 1972. And so long as there isn't this ongoing negotiation between India and Pakistan, I'm afraid every now and then we are going to have this kind of oratorical rumpus. It is Pakistan's long-standing, long-held position that Kashmir is part of an unfinished agenda of partition. It has been our position, also very long-standing, that Jammu Kashmir is an integral part of India, and there's no question of our surrendering any part of it. But at the same time, since the Shimla process has advocated that we find a final settlement of these issues, I quote from the Shimla agreement, then we should be involving ourselves in a negotiation with them. If not, then the kind of statements that were heard at the National Defence Academy, you hear their counterpart in the Indian National Defence Academy.
All right, okay, you'll hear it over here if there is no ultimate move towards a settlement. Vivek Karchu, you've tried over years of your career in diplomacy to bring the two sides to the negotiating table. That has failed on several attempts in the past, and this kind of ratcheting up of rhetoric is something you're not unfamiliar with. Is there a provocation? Is it timed with something? Is there an outcome they expect from this kind of talk, or is it just routine?
Well, first of all, let me clarify. My understanding of the term final settlement of Jammu and Kashmir refers to India regaining the territories of Jammu and Kashmir, which are under Pakistan's illegal and forcible occupation. All that we are committed to, that we will not use force to do so. So there I would very respectfully disagree with Mr. Iyer. Second, I see a dialogue pointless when terror is taking place and when the infrastructure of terror remains. But as far as your question is concerned, I think General Sharif is trying to divert attention from his domestic troubles. The Pakistan army is engaged in a life and death struggle in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Baluchistan is on the boil. There is sectarian conflict and there is ethnic conflict in Baluchistan between the Baluchis and the Pashtuns. So there is a classic attempt at diverting attention. Second, I think there is a desire to put the focus of the international community on Jammu and Kashmir in the face of what I consider a perfectly rational policy adopted by the government of India, which was reiterated only recently by the External Affairs Minister.
Yeah.
The only wrong thing that the government, to my mind, has done was sending Foreign Secretary Jaishankar to Islamabad. I saw no earthly reason for the government to do so.
Yatra.
We've got to maintain our present postures on Pakistan, and as far as this rhetoric of General Sharif is concerned, we need to take it in our stride and ignore it.
Okay,
Yes,
take it in your stride and ignore it. In fact,
my last point, if Pakistan wants to ratchet up,
yeah, go ahead, sir.
let me just complete, Maya.
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
If Pakistan wants to create trouble in Jammu and Kashmir, we will have to then be responsive and responsive clearly.
Okay. So
I mean, we are the larger party. We somehow always feel as if we are the smaller party in dealing with Pakistan.
Okay, well, we have a voice from Islamabad in on this. Talat Masood joining us from Islamabad. Sir, General Raheel Sharif's comments today have evoked very strong reactions across party lines. They're saying that it's an irresponsible statement for him to have gone ahead and said that Kashmir is an unfinished agenda of partition. Having said that, it's a diversionary tactic for Pakistan, for Islamabad, taking away attention from its own internal troubles. Clean up your own house first and then point fingers outside. That's the message.
Well, I think it's very amusing if one would take it that way because, the Security Council resolutions still hold valid. The point that Pakistan was making is a point that Kashmir is a disputed territory, and I think it would be absurd to think otherwise, because the position that General Sharif reiterated was the basic position that Pakistan has always taken, and so I do not understand in what way you people are taking it in a different spirit, because you don't want to see the real situation in Jammu and Kashmir. Actually, the resistance movement and the people there, especially the younger generation, the way for the last 30 years, it has been rising against the state, and you have not been able to control it despite the presence of such large forces. And then you want to place the blame on Pakistan. I think you have to look in the mirror, actually. To be honest with you, I mean, I'm not exaggerating, but I think we need to be, both the sides need to be much more rational and not just engage in polemics.
All right, both the sides is to be much more rational. Sambit, I'll come to you in just a second. G. Parthasarathy is waiting to come in with his...
First.
Mr. Karchu, Sambit Patra, Mr. Parthasarathy has been waiting patiently for all of you. I want to just ask you, both the sides need to ultimately come in and work to find a way together. There is clearly a distance in dialogue right now.
Who made this statement? General Raheel Sharif. Your viewers should know his background. He had his uncle killed in 65, his brother killed in 71.
Yeah.
That was his claim to fame. He became a favorite of General Zia Musharraf and rose to this post, though within the Pakistan army, friends have told me, there were better candidates. So he has to be loud. He has landed himself in deep trouble in a conflict in the Northwest Frontier province, where the Pakistan army is bleeding. He said he would finish them off within a couple of weeks. 7 months later, there are 1 million Pashtun refugees.